friends, we are now looking at solution for homework section of partnership accounts. We are starting first of all with general partnership. So look at question 1 in general partnership. What is the information provided? Question 1, friends, page number 150. They are saying Ram and Rahim are in partnership sharing profits and losses in the ratio 3:2. As Ram, on account of his advancing years, feels he cannot work as hard as before, the chief clerk of the firm, Ratan, is admitted as partner with effect from 1st January 2011 and becomes entitled to 1/10 of net profit and nothing else. 1/10 of net profit and nothing else means whatever he was getting as manager, he was getting salary as well as commission as manager. Now, after becoming partner, he will only get profit share in profit. He won't get any salary or commission after becoming partner. The mutual ratio between Ram and Rahim remaining unaltered. Before becoming partner, Ratan was getting salary of 500 per month together with a commission of 4% of net profit after deducting his salary and commission. It is provided in partnership deed that share of Ratan's profit as a partner in excess of amount to which he would have been entitled if he was continued as chief clerk should be taken out of Ram's share of profit. Now, this is the only important statement in this question. Read again. It is provided in partnership deed that share of Ratan's profit as a partner in excess of amount to which he would have been entitled if he was continued as chief clerk. मतलब रतन को एज अ मैनेजर जो भी मिलता था, दो चीज मिलती थी, सैलरी एंड कमीशन. तो एज मैनेजर उसको जो भी चीज मिलता था, अगर उसका प्रॉफिट शेयर उससे ज्यादा है, if his profit share is in excess of what he was entitled to as manager, then that excess share in profit should be only taken out of Ram's share. मतलब रहीम एग्री कर रहा है to give Ratan his share of profit only up to that extent to what he was getting as manager. As manager जो रतन को मिल रहा था, वहां तक अगर उसका प्रॉफिट शेयर होता है तो रहीम को कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. एज मैनेजर जो उसको मिलता था, उससे ज्यादा अगर उसका प्रॉफिट शेयर होता है तो वो एक्सेस अमाउंट अकेला राम बेयर करेगा. तो हमको फ्रेंड्स क्या करना चाहिए? फर्स्टली वी नीड टू कैलकुलेट व्हाट वाज रतन गेटिंग एज अ मैनेजर. सपोजिंग वो इस साल पार्टनर नहीं बनता, इवन इन करंट ईयर ही वुड हैव कंटिन्यूड एज मैनेजर ऑफ द फर्म, देन व्हाट वुड रतन हैव गॉट? तो रतन को कितना मिला होता? तो लेट्स कैलकुलेट. Ratan would have received as manager. Now, Ratan would have received as manager. In current year, he would have received salary. How much is salary payable to Ratan, friends? Sir, 500 per month. So as manager, he would have received 500 per month for 12 months. That means as manager, he would have received a salary of 6,000. Yes, sir. Also, commission. Now, how much is profit of the firm, friends? Sir, profit of the firm is 1,10,000. We are supposed to give commission of 4% to Ratan, but we are supposed to give commission of 4% to Ratan after deducting his salary and commission, correct? Yes, sir. So from this profit, we need to firstly deduct salary of 6,000. And on the balance profit, we are supposed to calculate commission at 4 by 104. Since we are supposed to calculate commission on profit after deducting such commission, it will be 4 by 104. So can I say his commission would have been 4,000? So in current year also, if Ratan must have continued as manager, he would have received a remuneration of 10,000 from the firm? करंट ईयर में भी रतन एज मैनेजर अगर कंटिन्यू करता है तो उसे कितना रेम्यूनरेशन मिलेगा? 10,000 सर. मतलब एज पार्टनर if his profit share is up to 10,000, Rahim has no issues about it. If his profit share exceeds 10,000, if his profit share is in excess of 10,000, then that extra share in profit would be alone given by Ram. So now we look at distribution of profit. Profit of the firm. Profit of the firm is rupees 1,10,000. Up to what extent Ram and Rahim both agree to bear? Sir, up to that extent which he was entitled to as manager. As manager जो उसको मिल रहा था, up to that extent Ram and Rahim दोनों पे करने के लिए तैयार हैं. तो 1,10,000 में से रतन्स शेयर इन प्रॉफिट पहले डिडक्ट कर देंगे. That is 10,000. Balance remaining profit. Balance remaining profit will be 1 lakh. This balance remaining profit will be distributed between Ram and Rahim in their profit sharing ratio. So what will be Ram's share? Sir, 1 lakh into 3 by 5. Ram's share will be 60,000. What will be Rahim's share? Sir, it is 1 lakh into 2 by 5. Correct? Yes, sir. यहाँ तक कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. अब सोचिए जरा, रतन्स प्रॉफिट शेयर इज हाउ मच? सर, रतन्स प्रॉफिट शेयर इज 1/10. So, Ratan should get 1/10 of this profit. Ratan should get 1/10 of total profit of firm. Yes, sir. That means Ratan's share in profit should be how much? 11,000. रतन का शेयर प्रॉफिट में होना कितना चाहिए? 11,000. मिल कितना रहा है? 10,000 सर. तो हाउ मच एक्सेस इज टू बी गिवन टू रतन? सर, एक्सेस 1,000 और देना है. 1/10 शेयर के हिसाब से उसका शेयर होना चाहिए 11,000. Up to now from profit we have given him only 10,000. So his excess share of 1,000 will be borne by whom? Sir, will be borne by Ram only. So we need to deduct 1,000 from Ram's share and we need to add it back to Ratan's share. Yes, sir. So distribution of profit will be profits will be profit share of each partner will be Ram, it will be 60,000 minus 1,000 he is supposed to give to Ratan. So Ram's share in profit will be 59,000. Rahim's share in profit will be rupees 40,000. Ratan's share in profit will be 10,000 plus 1,000 received from Ram. It will be rupees 11,000. So total profit of 1,10,000 will be distributed as 59,000, 40,000 and 11,000. Correct? Yes, sir. Question 2 now, friends. In general partnership, page 150. Question number 2. A and B are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio 3:2 with capitals of 2 lakh and 1 lakh respectively. Show distribution of profit in each of the following alternate cases. So how profits will be distributed, we need to show that. First case, Partnership deed is silent as to interest on capital and profit for the year was 50,000. Now friends, if partnership deed is silent, if partnership deed is not saying anything about interest on capital, we need to follow provisions of Partnership Act. And as per provisions of Partnership Act, no interest on capital is to be allowed to any partners. Yes, sir. That means profit of 50,000 will be simply distributed in their profit sharing ratio. That is 3:2. Yes, sir. So in first case, there are two partners, A and B. Profit of 50,000 will be distributed among both A and B in the ratio 3:2. That is 30,000 and 20,000. Correct? Yes, sir. Second case, friends. They are saying partnership deed provides for interest on capital at 8% per annum and losses for the year are 50,000. Now, partnership deed is saying that interest on capital is to be allowed at 8%. Is interest on capital charge or is it an appropriation? Sir, it's an appropriation. That means interest on capital can be given only out of profit, only when there is profit. If there is loss, no amount of interest on capital will be given. Correct, sir. Whatever loss is there will be distributed among partners in their loss sharing ratio. Yes, sir. So we would say profit of the firm here is negative 50,000 and will be distributed in their loss sharing ratio. They are sharing profits as well as losses in the ratio 3:2. So 30,000 for A and 20,000 for B. Correct? Yes, sir. Third case, friends. Third case. Partnership deed provides for interest on capital at 8% per annum and profit for the year is 50,000. Partnership deed is providing that interest on capital is to be allowed at 8%. That means partners have decided that up to the extent of 8% of capital, whatever profit is earned will be distributed in their capital ratio. And any profit which is in excess of that amount will be distributed in their agreed profit sharing ratio. Yes, sir. So, profit of the firm is total how much? 50,000, sir. Firm's profit is 50,000. How much is capital of A and B? A's capital is 2 lakh and B's capital is 1 lakh. How much is that total capital? So, total capital is 3 lakh. 8% of 3 lakh. 8% of 3 lakh comes to 24,000. That 24,000 will be distributed in which ratio? So, that 24,000 will be distributed in their capital ratio. That 24,000 will be distributed in their capital ratio. That is 2 lakh is to 1 lakh. 2:1. 16,000 for A and 8,000 for B. That profit which is distributed in capital ratio will be recorded in books as interest on capital. Correct? Out of 50,000, profit of 24,000 is being distributed in their capital ratio. Balance profit of 26,000 will be distributed in profit sharing ratio. That is 3:2. So 15,600 for A, 10,400 for B. And that balance profit will be recorded in books as divisible profit. That profit which is being divided among partners. Correct? Yes, sir. Next case, friends. Fourth case. Partnership deed provides for interest on capital at 8% per annum and profit for the year is 15,000. So how profits will be distributed between A and B? Profit of the firm is 15,000. They are saying interest on capital is to be allowed at 8% per annum. Now, interest on capital is to be allowed at 8% per annum means what? Sir, partners have decided to distribute profit up to the extent of 8% of capital. Profit which is equal to 8% of capital, up to that extent, profit will be distributed in capital ratio. And any amount of profit earned in excess of that will be distributed in profit sharing ratio. So, how much is capital, friends? Sir, capital is 3 lakh. 8% of 3 lakh comes to 24,000. So, up to 24,000, whatever profit is earned by a firm will be distributed in which ratio? Sir, up to 24,000, whatever profit firms earn will be distributed in their capital ratio. Since our profit is less than 24,000, since our profit is 15,000, we are going to distribute that entire profit in which ratio? Capital ratio. So, this entire profit of 15,000 will be distributed in which ratio? Sir, will be distributed as 10,000 and 5,000. Capital ratio. And since you are distributing this profit in capital ratio, you will record this profit in books as interest on capital. So, if a layman asks you, sir, will you allow interest on capital if profit is 15,000? Yes. Answer would be yes. Interest on capital will be allowed, but not entire amount of interest can be allowed. Interest will be allowed only up to the extent of 15,000. Correct? Yes, sir. Next case, friends. They are saying, if partnership deed provides for interest on capital at 8%, even if firm incurs a loss. So, in partnership deed, partners have decided to treat interest on capital as a charge. It should be allowed irrespective of profit. Even if there is loss, you need to allow interest on capital. Profit of the firm is 15,000. So, interest on capital in this case is to be allowed even if firm is suffering a loss. Okay. Profit of the firm, friends, is 15,000. Since we are supposed to allow interest on capital irrespective of profit, full amount of interest on capital will be allowed? Yes, sir. A would be allowed interest of 16,000. B would be allowed interest on capital of 8,000. Total 24,000. So, can I say out of 15,000 profit, you have given 24,000 as interest on capital to partners, which would result in a loss of 9,000 after giving interest? See, there was profit of only 15,000, out of which you gave interest of 24,000. So, if out of 15,000 you are giving 24,000, it will result in loss of 9,000. And that loss of 9,000 will be again distributed in their profit sharing ratio. That is 3:2. So, 5,400 will be given to A. 3,600 will be given to B. Correct? Yes, sir. I hope the sum is clear. You may pause and copy the example. How profits are being distributed. General partnership question 3 of homework, sir. Question 3 of homework section. You are supposed to calculate interest on drawings of Mr. Arjun at 10% per annum for the year ended 31st March 2007 in each of the following alternative cases. So we are supposed to calculate interest on drawings. First case, if he withdraws rupees 5,000 per month in the beginning of every month. Now if partner is withdrawing in the beginning of every month, can we say he is making a uniform drawings throughout the year? Yes, sir. And if he is making a uniform drawings, we may calculate interest on total drawings but for average months. On total drawings but for average months. So just for understanding, what are the dates on which partner has withdrawn the amount? Sir, he is withdrawing in the beginning of every month. That means he must have withdrawn on 1st April, 1st May, 1st June and so on up to 1st of March, correct? On his first drawings on 1st April, he is supposed to receive interest for 12 months. On his last drawings on 1st March, he is supposed to receive interest for 1 month. So if we calculate average months for which interest is to be calculated, average months comes to 12 plus 1 divided by 2. We are here supposed to calculate interest for 6.5 months. So how much will be interest on drawings, friends? It will be on 60,000, 5,000 12 times he has withdrawn. We are supposed to calculate interest at 10% for 6.5 months. So interest on drawings will be 3250, sir. Correct? Yes, sir. Second case. So now they are saying partner withdraws 5,000 at the end of every month. So date of drawings will be 30 April, end of first month, 31st May, 30th June and so on up to 31st of March. On first withdrawal on 30 April, he will receive interest for 11 months. And on his last withdrawal on 31st March, he would be receiving interest for 0 months. So average months, that is nothing but period of first drawings plus period of last drawings divided by 2. We are here supposed to calculate interest for 5.5 months, sir. So again, interest on drawings will be on 60,000, 5,000 for 12 months at 10% for 5.5 months. Interest on drawings comes to 2750. Correct? Yes, sir. Case C, friends. If he withdraws 5,000 per month. Now, if he is withdrawing 5,000 per month, but whether in the beginning of every month or at the end of every month, if that is not clarified, we have discussed we need to take an average date of drawings. We will assume here he has withdrawn in the middle of every month. We will assume he has withdrawn in the middle of every month. So, date of drawings will be, first drawings would be on, I would say, 15th of April, then on 15th of May, 15th of June and so on up to 15th of March. On his first drawings on 15th April, he will receive interest for 11.5 months. On drawings made on 15th of March, he will receive interest for 0.5 months. So, average months for which interest is to be calculated. Average months for which interest is to be calculated will be 11.5 plus 0.5 divided by 2. 6 months. So, interest on drawings, friends. interest on drawings will be 5,000 for 12 months. Total drawings comes to 60,000, on which we are supposed to calculate interest at 10% for 6 months. Interest on drawings comes to 3,000. Clear? Yes, sir. So look at next case, friends. He withdraws 60,000 during the year. Now, if partner is withdrawing 60,000 during the year, if it is not clarified whether drawings are made on first date of the year or last date of the year, again we would be calculating interest for an average period, that is 6 months. On 60,000 at 10% for 6 months. Interest on drawings again will be 3,000. If he withdraws, case E, if he withdraws on following different dates. Now in case E, you can see partner is withdrawing on different dates. So his drawings are at irregular intervals and of unequal amounts. If there are various drawings made during the year, but those drawings are not uniform, we may use product method to calculate interest. Yes, sir. We will be using product method to calculate interest. We are given date of drawings, amount withdrawn, for which we need to calculate interest for number of months, and product. First date is on 1st June 2006. On drawings made on 1st June 2006, we are supposed to calculate interest for 10 months. So product will be 2 lakh. Next drawings is on 31st August 2006. 10,000 is our drawings. On 31st August, if drawings are made, we are supposed to calculate interest for 7 months. Next drawings is on 31st October 2006. 18,000. 31st October, so we are supposed to calculate interest for 5 months then. Then on 1st Feb 2007, 12,000. We are supposed to calculate interest for 2 months. Total product comes to 3,84,000. So our interest on drawings will be on this total product of 3,84,000, we would be calculating interest at 10%, and whenever we are calculating interest on total product, it is always for 1 month. So interest on drawings comes to 3,200, correct? Yes, sir. Case F. If he withdraws 15,000 in the beginning of each quarter. Now quarter means 3 months. If you divide an year in 4 parts, each part will be of 3 months. So he is withdrawing in the beginning of every 3 months. That means he is withdrawing on 1st April to start with. Then after 3 months on 1st of July. Then 1st of October. 1st of January. After 1st January, next drawings will be next year, 1st April next year. So in this year, he would be making withdrawals 4 times. On drawings made on 1st April, Firm will receive interest for 12 months, and on drawings of 1st January, firm will receive interest for 3 months. So average months will be 12 plus 3 divided by 2. We are here supposed to calculate interest for 7.5 months. So friends, interest on drawings will be 15,000, 4 times he has withdrawn. Every quarter he has withdrawn. So he must have withdrawn 15,000 for 4 times in a year. So his total drawings comes to 60,000. Correct. On 60,000 we are supposed to calculate interest at 10%, but for 7.5 months. $3,750. Correct? Yes, sir. Months, 4.5 months. Interest on drawings therefore will be 60,000. On total drawings of 60,000, we are supposed to calculate interest at 10% for 4.5 months. Double 250 is his total interest on drawings, correct? Yes, sir. Last case, case H. So partner is withdrawing in the middle of every quarter. If he is withdrawing in the middle of every quarter, now first quarter is from April to June for 3 months, April, May and June. Middle of 3 months will be after 1.5 months. After 1.5 months. So his first withdrawal would be on 15th of May. Now keep adding 3 months. Next withdrawal will be on 15th of August. Next will be on 15th of November. And then 15th of Feb. Correct? On withdrawals made on 15th of May up to 31st March, we would be calculating interest for 10.5 months. On withdrawals made on 15th of Feb up to 31st March, we would be calculating interest for 1.5 months. Average months will be 10.5 plus 1.5 divided by 2. We'll again get 6 months. So we would say now interest on drawings will be on 60,000, 15,000 4 times. Interest will be calculated at 10% for 6 months. It comes to rupees 3,000. Correct? Yes, sir. So you may pause and copy all these cases. Pause and copy all these cases of interest on drawings.